Hello guys, welcome back to Channel Claire. Long time no see. I got my dragon fruit refresher from Dunkin', my absolute fave. I'm on my lunch break, and I got me some little hash browns. That's what we're doing today. But I'm just getting on here, quick chat, because things are looking up in life. I actually just saw my dad and stepmom yesterday. Now, mind you, I don't have the best relationship with my dad. He lives in Atlanta. I live here on the East Coast, like in the DMV area. And we don't talk much. The last time I saw him was literally last year. Last time I saw him before that had been years prior. As he's getting older, I do see that he's getting better. So, like, a lot of the resentment and, like, shit that I had just kind of, I'll call it resentment. Stuff that I just had unresolved. I was holding on to for so long. And, like, seeing him yesterday, I'm just like, oh my God. Like, this is my dad. He is getting older. He hasn't been around much. You know, hasn't really had much of an influence in my life, really. But he's still my dad. And I know that he loves me. I just don't think he knows how to be a father. So I've taken upon myself, I'm going to try to look at our relationship a little bit differently. He's old. It's not going to change. What has happened has happened. It is what it is. I'm never going to be able to change that. He's never going to be able to change that. But I'm older now, damn near 30. He's damn near 60. And it's just like, it's time out for all of that and just try to, like, get our relationship back on track. So I'm happy about that. I was so happy to see him because initially I didn't want to see him, and I didn't want to meet up with him and my stepmom because I just wasn't feeling it. Like, I honestly wasn't feeling it, but I decided, you know what, fuck it, go. You have nothing to lose. So I went, and I thoroughly enjoyed myself, and I'm glad that I went. And so I don't know if there's people out there that have very strained relationships with their families and stuff. Some situations, you know, not all family you need to have in your lives. There are things that happen that is just like, it's unacceptable, it's unforgivable. Like, no, I'm not saying that you should be close to all family members, because that's just not so. It's just not. We see it all the time. Family betraying you and this, that, and other. But if you have a relationship with, like, your parent that, you know, for me personally, I felt like it was time for me to let that shit go and just try to focus more on us and the relationship we have now and nurture that, as opposed to constantly looking back on what could have been, what should have been, and what was not. So I feel like I'm in a different headspace. My whole situation with the rent, it's going to work itself out. I'm actually going to a yoga class today. I have not taken a yoga class in I don't know how long. So I booked that. Super excited about it. It's like a vinyasa flow, gentle vinyasa flow yoga class. So I have that like 7:15. So I'm just trying to do things to nourish myself, because I had been feeling a type of way, and I just wanted to take myself out of this funk. Sometimes it's harder than other times to just pick yourself up out of your depression and just, you know, keep on going. But I was like, in the grand scheme of things, I'm healthy. I have a job. You know, I have family who loves me. I have a roof over my head. I have food. I have clothes. Like, so in the grand scheme of things, I am doing well. So I have to, like, stop focusing on all the negative all the time. It's too much. And it really doesn't, it just creates anxiety, stress, worry, and all this shit for no reason. So I am doing better. I have been scouring the internet to kind of see what's going on. There's not much Johnny news going on, obviously, because he's filming and doing his thing. So we're not really seeing him out and about. I'm sure he's studying his lines, you know, meeting with his French tutor, doing what it is that a true actor is supposed to do. Oh God. What did I just even choke on? But the actor that he is, he's booked and busy. So I haven't really seen many recent pictures of him out. But I did see that Johnny is supposed to be at the MTV Awards on Sunday as a moon man or a moon person or whatever. I'm like, what? So that is going to be incredible. Johnny getting up on stage and being there in front of his fans, in front of the people who care. The applause as soon as he comes out is going to be massive. It's probably going to be a long ass applause. I'm going to be sitting up there clapping, snapping. I can't wait to see what he looks like, what he wears, his outfits. I know he's going to be very gracious and humble as he always is, but this just goes to show you, I will say that it's kind of shitty that, when everything was going on, I'm sure he wasn't getting invited to award shows and all that shit. All that stopped. Johnny said all that stopped. And now that he's been vindicated, everybody probably wants Johnny everywhere. But that's how things flow. But I feel like you've got to remember the people who were standing beside you when all that bullshit was going down. So hopefully, since all this is in the headlines, it's been put out by many sources that it's actually true. It was said to be a surprise. It's not a surprise anymore because it's been leaked, which I'm sure they want people to watch, which the viewership is going to be up probably double because he's going to be there. I don't even know when's the last time I watched an MTV award show in general. I have not watched. So it's going to be really, really interesting to see him there, see him smiling, being gracious, getting his applause, just like, oh my God, that feeling of being done so wrong for so long and then being vindicated in the public. God, like that would make me cry and tear up, and oh my God. And on the other hand, you have Miss AH and EB who have to sit there and watch the person that they tried to destroy be applauded and vindicated and loved by the public. Now that's going to burn. That is going to effing burn. So it's going to be interesting. I can't wait to see what's going on with that. I'm gonna finish up my lunch, see what else is going on, and I'll get back to you guys later. Okay, so enough about me, right? Who cares? So apparently Meghan Markle has a new podcast out on Spotify. And I was on In-House and Habit with Jessica. She did a review of the first episodes that were put out, and she is saying that the podcast is insufferable. Insufferable. That's a strong word. And that she's pretty much trying to display herself as this feminist, ambitious woman. And because she's so ambitious, she's been getting all this flack from people because she is so ambitious and wants to do so much that she's calculating or manipulated and all this, that, and the other, which she says is not the case. In this whole situation with Meghan, yes, I'm still trying to read Tom Bower's book. I don't know what's going on with it. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. It's a slow read for me. I don't know if maybe I'm not used to reading British writers, if he is a British writer, and, it's just slow for me. I don't know what it is. So I'm trying to get into it. But when I look at stuff about Meghan online, because it's constant, it is literally constant, people really, really, really dislike this woman. And even when I look at, I saw a post about this podcast, and she kind of was doing, it wasn't a podcast, or maybe it was a conference she was doing, and it's a picture of her, and people all under the comments are this is not her. Her face is too long. Her hair is bushy. Does she not know how to get a brush? Her face used to be more angular. That doesn't look like her. All this literally going in on this woman. Now I understand, because I have read the book a little bit, that some of the things that she has said do not match up with real life. I can say that. But I'm just is the hate really this necessary? And maybe I don't understand, because I'm not over the pond, and I'm not, in the whole royal life, so I don't get it. But is the hate worth it? I understand people hating on Amber because she literally, for no reason, wanted to ruin a man's life, says she was abused when she's not, tried to act like she was a domestic violence survivor when she is not. Now, Meghan, I see that people feel like she has lied about things in her past that are not actually true to try to make herself out to be like this other person. She's trying to make herself seem like, oh, I don't know anything about the royal family. It just so happened I started dating the prince, when maybe she saw that interaction out and got there with some planning. But does that constitute for people to hate on her this much? So I'm going to clip a bit of the podcast after this because I want to know what you guys think. I also clipped, because it's off of Jessica's IG story, so it's also clipped there so you can see her review. When you guys are listening, are you feeling like she's preaching, or you feel like she's trying to give encouragement for women to be more ambitious, to go out there and seek out the jobs or opportunities that they want, and to not be afraid to do that? So I want to know what you guys think. I'm also going to post the tweet that I was talking about with some of the responses, because I'm just like, oh my God. Like, I don't get it. Like, I really don't get it. Is it bad to lie about your past? Yes. But again, Harry is his own person. Like, if he really didn't want to leave his family, if he really didn't want to leave England, he didn't have to. But he made that decision, and I think it has a lot to do with him being the second son, him not really having, you're always going to live in William's shadow. We know that you're never going to be king, and like having that insecurity. And maybe he just wanted something of his own, some type of identity that was just his and not in the shadow of his brother or the royal family and this, that, and another. And who knows all the crap that was going on behind the scenes. So I'm going to clip all of this for you guys after this, and I want to know what you think.
This as a moment of triumph. And don't get me wrong, it was, because I learned that my one small action could have a ripple effect far beyond me. But this experience was also something big, an awakening to the millions of ways, big and small, that our society tries to box women in, to hold women back, to tell women who and what they should and can be. I've never lost touch with that reality. And in the last few years, my desire to do something about it has grown.
Stop, right? It's like, Serena,
No,
you
I
need to
was thinking
stop.
like I was not achieving anything like that at that point. I was driving my little Nissan with the license plate holder that said classy girl. I was not winning grand slams. I'm just excited to see. I'm excited to see all of it. Of ambition comes with many judgments and nuances, especially for women. The misconception that if you're an ambitious woman, you have an agenda. You must be calculating, or you're selfish or aggressive, or a climber. And that if you're that fierce or strong or brave, then you somehow deserve whatever gets thrown at you, however disproportionate or unfair it may be. And even when it's more than most could endure, most men, most anyone. Sometimes ambition in women also seems to suggest that you aren't afraid of anything.
Okay, so what did you guys think about that? I don't know, like, I don't know. I mean, she definitely sounds like, my thing is this. How unfiltered can she really be? Because apparently this podcast is about to be Meghan Unfiltered. She's done all these promos for it. She's taken pictures, she did video promo, and now it's been released. So now I have seen that, I think it's the Daily Mail. Let me pull it up. Yeah, it's the Daily Mail. So the Daily Mail put out an article talking about it. And I don't know why she would choose to start out her podcast talking about her whole situation of when she wrote the letter to wherever because of this ad that was sexist. And we know that story, Meghan. We already know that. Yet you wanted to say that this was going to be Meghan Unfiltered. We're going to get to see the real you. Like, this is the promo for the podcast. Very natural, free. She looks barefaced, like, chill, just a little wife beater on. I don't know why they call it wife beater, but a little white t-shirt on, you know? So, and then this is the promo she did.
People should expect the real me in this, and probably the me that they've never gotten to
The
know.
real her.
Certainly not in the past few years, where everything is through the lens of the media, as opposed to, hey,
Through the lens of the
it's me.
media.
I'm just excited
Hey, it's
to
me.
be myself and talk and be
Ooh.
unfiltered, and yeah, it's fun.
Okay, so that's what her little podcast is going to be about. But I'm just saying, how unfiltered can you be? Because you are still connected to the royal family, right? And it's not like she can get on there and say, yeah, the queen looked me up and down when I walked in the room. And she rolled her eyes at me. She wouldn't even look my way. Like, she sat me at the very end of the table. She can't say, oh, Kate, no, I didn't really make her cry. She cried on her own because it was my wedding and she tried to make it about herself. Like, she can't really go there. There's only so much she can say. So maybe I don't know. Like, what unfilteredness would she be able to provide? They would absolutely shut it down. Shut it the F down. The royal family, if she started talking like people really want her to talk, it would be a effing rap. It would be an effing rap. Like, she can't. There's only so much she can say. So I find it interesting that they decided to take this route. But I think that they're just really desperate, maybe her team, to try to switch this narrative and perspective of Meghan. But I don't know how you do it. Because it's bad. Like, it's bad. Y'all saw some of the comments. Like, I don't know how you switch your perception to something positive that people aren't, like, ragging on you all day long. Like, just go on Twitter and type in Meghan Markle and go to latest. Dude, like, I'll bet you within an hour there had been somebody tweeting about her. Like, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. So, I mean, I think that it's poor. It was a poor decision to start with that old Sally story about you being an advocate when you were a kid. I'm like, who cares? We've heard it. We've done it all before. Like, whatever. Nobody cares anymore. So it's going to need to be something juicy. She can't get up there and just talk about women's rights every goddamn episode. Nobody's going to want to listen to that. She can't get up there preaching to people. Nobody's going to want to listen to that. I mean, I don't know. Talk about your kids, maybe. Talk about how you and Harry keep it spicy, and, you know, when you got 2 little kids now, like, she's really going to have to dig deep to find something that people actually want to listen to, and it to have this unfiltered perspective that she's trying to throw out. Because at this point, the reception is not good. It's not good at all, and it's just like, she just started this. So even in myself, like, to be her, you know, all eyes are on you like that, I would be so hesitant to make any move. So I guess I do give her props for that, because I wouldn't, like, if I knew people hated me that much, I would be, like, in a shell like this. I wouldn't do shit. So she is very brave to just be like, whatever, I don't really care what all you guys have to say about me. I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, blah, blah, blah. So I don't know, you guys. It's very interesting, these two. I don't know what's going to end up happening with the royal family. I feel at some point Harry's going to go back. That's just my gut feeling. I think because there's a lot of rumors out there that Harry is getting upset with the controlling nature of Meghan, and he feels like maybe he made a you know, might have made a mistake, all that, but like, I don't know, I feel like he'll be back, because to go from living as a royal, where everywhere you go, you know, people are waiting on you hand and foot, you don't have to lift a finger if you don't want to. The life they live is incredible. And to go from that to just being like a celebrity in LA, and who knows how they're making their money, you know, it's just, it doesn't compare. It does not compare. And to grow up with that real silver spoon in your mouth and to go to that, nah, I see some stuff happening down the line. I'm not trying to wish ill will on nobody or nothing. I feel like he's gonna go back, and that's gonna be with her or without her. But given how Meghan is, I feel like she'd probably just go. But anyway, that is the video for today, you guys. Sorry, like my bathroom is in the background. I'm currently dressed to go to my yoga class. Woo, woo, woo. I got this little sports bra top, Target. I love it. I don't typically wear color. I wear a lot of black, but this green really spoke to me, so I got it. 16 bucks, not too bad. So yeah, I'm gonna catch you guys a little bit later, go to my yoga class. I'll let y'all know how that went. And yeah, think about liking, think about subscribing. I'll see you guys a little bit later. Bye bye.